Crossfire
with Femi D Live.
Welcome back to the show. If you're streaming live, now it's a good time to stream or just streaming the next part of the show. Go onto our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info Abuja. You can also do the same on Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. Go on and stream and watch and also write your comment as stories build up. Now, one big thing I would pick up from the last hour is that people are getting a little bit edgy around some of the latest news. This is the era of post-election. When I mean post-election, it means what happens next. Are people moving on with their lives and just saying, well, it's over. The results have come. My candidate won. It's over. My candidate lost. Whatever feeling you have going through you or building up in you, the reality is on ground. Now, it's also during post-election that you see discrediting of some of the contestants would happen. You would see situations of, there was a paperwork about you that we're holding on to. If you go ahead to contest the results of the election, we just may use what we have in order to quiet you down or to get you to move along. It's also the time where winners reaffirm their position by stating clearly all the resources and providing all the resources and counter resources against blackmail materials. During post-election is also the period where, if you're not careful, you'll be dealing with arguments about interim government or no interim government, as we had to discuss last week. Much of last week was about that conversation and, people who are keen on saying, are there other tools that are not democratic in nature that they want to explore in seeing that their own ends or their own views are attained, and which is sad, by the way. It is sad and condemnable. But here we are right now. People are planning transition government in Kano. It's a 17-man committee from the governor there, Governor Ganduje. He has 17 people on the plan to have that going on. In Abuja, in Nigeria, I'm not too sure how many we are, but in Anambra State, I recall Governor Soludo had as much as 90 people on that team. While the people who may be moving from out of government, alongside people who may be coming to government, may be planning what needs to be done. And by the way, there's an official handle for the Transition Council now, as we have it. There's an official handle from the Secretary to the Government of the Federation that was released, where information with regards to all that there is to do or that's going on with regards to that transition is there and there. Let me check up on what the men have put up with regards to that recently, because I know that there were talks about, this is the week where this is going to be done, where that is going to be done, and all those kind of details, essentially. And if you're looking through those handles, by the way, to know what exactly is going on now with regards to transition from one end to the other, the handle that the Nigerian government is using is called Transition, Transition NGR. Yeah, that's the handle they're using on Twitter. Yeah, at Transition NGR. That's what they're using on Twitter. No followers, but I mean, there are talks about all the things that need to be done. The reports, the financial statements of the council, what it will entail, documents that are being exchanged, ministerial transition team that will manage that, and the likes of that already put in place. So while some people are planning the transition, some other people are questioning, what are we transitioning into? I still want to challenge more. I still want to challenge the results more. Now, that's the example. That's the occurrence in Rivers State. Let me go back to what Tony Cole was talking about, is APC. Remember I told you, essentially 3 lawyers. Wait, what am I saying? Let me take it back for you to listen to Tony Cole's plight at the moment. His lawyers were detained. His lawyers had their petition and what they were writing possibly peeped into, and he's concerned about that. Let me take it back so that you can listen to that.
This is Morning Crossfire.
I'm in shock. I won't lie to you. I'm just in shock.
What was the call of the hierarchy of the police?
I have called the hierarchy. I've called everybody that I know today. And there are those who have been making calls trying to help to get to the bottom of this. Because who is the petitioner? Nobody knows. Nobody petitioned. What is the arrest about? Who knows? some tip-off somewhere, and people were just arrested. Lawyers, NBA has called, everybody is here. They've never heard this kind of thing before.
Okay, sir. Don't you think by this happening, don't you think that the police in Rivers State is compromised? Because once you call for at least CP to excuse himself or to transfer so that he can see the
I don't know if we have gotten there yet, but what I am certain about is that what happened today should not be allowed to happen. It shouldn't be. And that's why I'm here. I have not left this place, and I'm not leaving here until they are released. The lawyers have to be released. The young boys who are just doing their work, they need to be released. I've called on the CP, and the CP is aware of this particular case, and I've said that they must be released today, not tomorrow, not after. They must be released today. They cannot charge them anywhere. These are lawyers legitimately preparing for a petition. We cannot go to the electoral tribunal and tell them that, sorry, we didn't meet the date because our lawyers were arrested. Who will listen to that? We can't.
This is Morning Crossfire.
Toye call there, and it's an interesting follow through in terms of what is going on in River State. Remember, it's not the only state where people are feeling the need to contest the election results and just wonder about how things have been. Let me take you through with what one of the lawyers said just yesterday. There was the Sunday Politics hosted by Shim. One of them, of course, all right, one of them had a few things to say with regards to that. Also, the CP of the police, the APC chairman in River State, rather, had something to say about the situation. Let's take it up from what the APC, chairman in River State had to say about that. Take a listen to this.
This is Morning Crossfire.
Proceedings. Take a listen to the chairman of the APC.
At this point in time, we are scared that if our lawyers come here, our lawyers will be harmed. We are now appealing to them to make sure that this tribunal matter must move from Port Harcourt to Abuja for security of our lawyers, because we have the right to go to court, and we must go to court. We must follow this case to the logical conclusion. Nobody will deny us not to do that, but we want to appeal to every quarter that is concerned that our lawyers must be given protection, and the only protection we can get is in Abuja. You can see what happened in the election in Rivers State. Some of our members of our party candidates were arrested, and if to the election, right now as I speak to you, a member of Federal House of Rep, a serving member of Federal House of Rep, is still in the police custody till, as I speak to you, till date, because of election. What is guaranteed that if our lawyers come here, they will not arrest them, they will not bust their room to pick them up, alleging one thing or the other. That's why we're appealing to the quarter that we don't want this tribunal to be seated in Port Harcourt. We want it to move to Abuja.
This is Morning Crossfire.
Now, this opens up another perspective to all of this. Do you think state governments, as one would find, that, for example, the way you play Nigerian Premier League football, Nigerian MPFL now, Nigerian Premier Football League. I do hope I have that right. Where's Bumi Blair? He needs to correct me on that. It's been long I watched it. Ever since my Kano Pillars went down the ladder on that, it's been tough to keep up with that league. Okay, so just the same way you play home and away, where you can choose the stadium where you play, the level playing field or the field you play. Do you think the tribunals should be set out of the states of where the cases go? Rivers should go and have their case in Borno State, but they should have their case in Lagos if there's any dispute. It's how the system that should work in order to keep things safe. Let's find out from you next after the break. Stay with us right here on Nigeria Info. We must not.
Connection established.
Nothing breaks the news like the news. Trust me, I can prove it. I do it every morning on Morning Crossfire from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Nigeria Info 95.1, and I'm Femi D. Amede. Join the biggest conversation around national politics every day in a way that is trustworthy, full of passion, and yes, covers the biggest politics and the stories that matter to you. See, you have all the reasons to find out what's going on in Nigeria and be engaged differently. Let's talk. That's the way to go, even this morning.
Audio Jungle.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
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 This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Why were the lawyers of the APC arrested over the weekend and the likes of that? Why were they arrested in the first place? What was the reason? Well, the Commissioner of Police in Rivers State, Mr. Okon, CP Okon, makes an attempt to explain the scenario that led to the arrest. And, the moment they realized that the people they had arrested. So let me share this with you very quickly. This was how he appeared on Sunday Politics last night. Take a listen to this.
Thank you very much, Sion. Now, you will understand that the trust of the Inspector General of Police, IGP Usman Akali Baba, has been intelligence-led policing, community policing. And by community policing, it implies that everybody in the society collaboratively work with the police to ensure that the society is safe. People are enjoying to furnish the police with information at every point in time. So on the 31st of March, at about 11 a.m., a call came from a hotel that movements of people in and out of 3 rooms was becoming very suspicious, and that they were suspecting that the people in the lodgers in those rooms were printing documents that seemed like INEC results. We asked the informant if there was anything to prove. He sent a video clip that is right now with us. On the strength of that, as a responsible agency, we approached the court and obtained a warrant, a search warrant. On the 1st of April, that was Saturday yesterday, at about 7 a.m., the search warrant was executed. In the process, 8 persons were found in the 3 rooms. We didn't go beyond the 3 rooms that were indicated. So, the 8 persons and the items recovered, which included laptops, printers, photocopier, and envelopes containing several pieces of paper, were recovered to the police station. As at the time of arrest, I want to be emphatic here. The identity of the lodgers was never known by anyone. Neither was those they were representing known to the police. Because the information given to us by the informant, I wish I could send the video clip to you. The information given to us are lodgers. So, and it was only at the police station that we now started profiling those lodgers. At that point, the chairman of APC and the gubernatorial candidate called me personally at different times that the persons arrested were their lawyers. And I told them, well, let them finish profiling them. And immediately it was established at the state CID. And of course, an assistant commissioner of police led the investigation. The moment it was established that 3 of the persons were lawyers, they were released on self-recognition after the statement had been documented.
So CP, let me quickly come in here. The warrant you got, was it a search warrant or an arrest warrant?
The warrant we had was a search warrant.
This is Morning Crossfire.
So how does a search warrant turn out to be an arrest warrant? By the way, there's a difference between the two. A search warrant means I look through anything here. If I find anything wrong, and as a security operative finds anything wrong, that is documented, could be used as evidence. And if there's a reason to arrest the person in custody of it, fine. Then an arrest is made, but it is not an arrest made on behalf of a search warrant. So there's an arrest warrant that, irrespective of wherever the person is, if the person is even in a swimming trunk at the poolside with no evidence, or was speaking to God, or was speaking to the devil, or was just speaking anywhere, it is targeted at the person's name. So the person is arrested. It's a personality arrest when you have a arrest warrant for the person, okay? But the search warrant is check the guy's body, let him go. And if there's nothing found on him, you don't get to hold him. But that's the drama building up somewhere out there across the country. Rivers has its own sense of drama and direction. And I'm sure many other states of the Federation are dealing with different issues here and there. And those realities are kicking in. Kogi State, by the way, is trying to decide on who would be. I mean, how many people now? They're in the race now. People were trying to become the substantiative candidate of the APC. I think there should be about 18 of them in Kogi State, all laying claim to the fact that they can bring about redemption for the state and so much more going on across the country. My question is, while the transition is going on, those who are giving birth to a new lease of life in government, and those who are taking the backseat, and those who don't care, and those who are still feeling pained about what has gone on in the last few weeks across the country, how are you handling yours? Okay? Now, this is not me trying to be a therapist now. No, not being a therapist. It means that I'm not essentially asking you to cry on me. No, don't cry on me. It's the start of a new month. Please don't call and cry. Please don't call and cry. Call and be mature. Let me say it. Let me say it the way people used to say it. We say, call and be mature. Yeah? Okay? Call and be mature, well, in your responses to this. But there's more politics in the land going on in different ways, in different measures. There are almost about 600-700 things I wanted to share with you, but we're pressed for time. I can't take that on. BK's advising is successful. That's also there. There's also the strong words that have been said to Bello Matawali to watch what he says, especially about the military, especially during this time where there's when more can be done or more should be done in showcasing and guiding everything. They've warned him about what not to say. That's just some stories here and there. Some of them really fascinating. President Buhari has also been talking about oil drilling. And yes, the Plateau State Governor, Samuel Lalong, was in the government house last week as well, where he talked about the signature projects that he's handling as he leaves office or prepares to leave office. He also talks about oil discovery as they have it in some northern states and some other areas, and why that's important, and how that is a major legacy of the president to have oil discovered during his tenure in the north, and what that means essentially for the economic future of some northern states as well. You remember, he lists the APC, governors as the chairman, and the northern APC governors as the chairman. So there's a lot to talk about in that light as well. Who else did visit President Buhari? Yes, Deputy President of the Senate, Ovia Mogege, also did visit the president during this period as well to convey his own thoughts about some few things here and there. But I can't play that all. Let's just listen to you at this time. Transition is the word for it, where everything is going on from here to that end. Whether you're going or you're not moving, you're being moved or moving along, and the likes of that. But the politics of the land is interesting. I'm taking on your calls at this time. Let's listen to you on 0700-951-0000. Okay? That's 0700-951-0000. And you can also join in on 080-9597-4869. Okay? 080-9597-4869. If you're on WhatsApp, it's 080-999, that's 99 and 9 30137. Let's take on your calls at this time.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
All right, good morning to you. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Good morning once again, Mr. Femi from Hello.
All right, welcome.
How work?
Fine, no, very well.
This is Mala Aruna calling from Kuba Federal Housing.
Okay.
Mr. Femi, some people are applying for the interim government. For me, I didn't blame those people that apply for the interim government.
You can't plan for an interim government. That is literally right now very illegal. So you can't blame them. Also means that you want to join them in the trouble.
Okay, sorry. So please, Nigeria, we should calm down. As far as the case and the judiciary, let us wait for the result from the judiciary. But by special grace of God, this called controversial election, the Mahmoud Yakubu declare unmigranted ones for APC governors will not stand, because majority of Nigerians, they don't appeal with this election. So they should calm down. We should wait for the judiciary. By God's grace, the APC will not stand. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Well, maybe things will not stand, or maybe it will stand. The courts will decide, right? Good morning to you. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Wow. Now I have a Mazi to my name. I'm glad. Welcome.
This Mazi Destiny Anthony. Now you know why you're Mazi.
Okay. Oh, no wahala.
Before I say my mind, somebody called on Sahel, a physician, and he spoke in Hausa. He said he said it in Hausa. It was Sahel that translated it. He said everybody will waiting the warrior. So before I let my mind know, there is a particular issue I want to bring your attention to. You're a man of justice. If we call on this show, we misbehave, you penalize us. There is also a case I want to draw your attention to. I haven't, heard you or seen that you've not taken any action to penalize those people. Antinya, Dr. Inyawede, that that was with us. She used to come to your office then with some chin-chin and something. And I heard that some brothers around, we eat Antinya's chin-chin, they will not pay, and Antinya will go home without her chin-chin and without cash. What have you done, Dr. Femi? If you can't handle this case, step aside. Let's swap take over.
I beg, step aside. Swap, come and buy case. Please, just come and buy the case. I give you, in fact, there's no defense lawyer. Just be the judge.
I am here to cry for justice for Antinia Sente.
My brother, cry. But the way there are others, there was a subway incident before that as well. So trust me. So there are many cases. In case you're a lawyer, I can file for you. When you put something in the public fridge and you don't indicate you're selling, it's problem. I'm just saying. Okay, go on. How would you?
Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir.
My own is on. For me, I'm not taking this thing personal. I don't know why some people, whether election won, for your candidate won, and you're taking it as if you're going to play everybody. Nobody else should exist because your candidate won. Some people are also taking it because your own person lost, and then Nigeria will stop existing because your. See, I was saying this thing. Go play most of the things I said before the election. Everybody should prepare his or her mind. The person you're supporting may win this election. The person may lose it. Because in every contest, there must be a... Tony Joshua, our own brother, won his last fight, right? But before, he has lost. He hasn't made a boxing as a sport, to stop existing.
Okay.
Those who are going to court, they have that right to go to court and contest. If they have any, go there. And that is the proper way, not, causing crisis. So those who are going to court should go to court, challenge the process. The judiciary, if the judiciary sees enough evidence that what they are asking for is genuine, they will grant their own request. But if the judiciary says that Bola Tinubu, who is the president-elect, as he stands now, is the right person, we move on. The only thing we can do is to plan for the next 4 years, re-strategize and do better. The person I'm supporting lost. I'm not going to come and start hating on any other person here who is own person. I'm not seeing it like that because at the end of the day, Femi deep. Now me go still buy pampers for my house. Now me go pay my bill.
I feel
it's not an article. So please, Nigeria is more important than any of these people. Nigeria is bigger than Tinubu, is bigger than Atiku, is bigger than Obi. So please, we need the country to be in peace, so that other things can be. If
Mazi Anthony, your wife is calling you.
Yes, sir.
Your wife is calling you. Bye-bye.
Don't worry, I will answer. Thank you.
All right, God bless you as well. Thanks for your time. Good morning to you. Welcome to the show.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for your call.
This is Chinedu from Guadampa.
All right, I'm glad you called in. Yes, sir.
The question you asked, I'm moving on. It's hard for people to believe for the first time.
Okay.
But I'm moving on. As transition is going on, at least we have to go with them. But my question now is, sometimes if I remember, it cost me mind. I'm a young boy of that age. Then sometimes I ask myself, indeed, will we continue like this? Because you know what it had me to believe before. I was thinking that maybe with this, maybe we can be able to have a change. But as it stands now, we now believe that yes, if we can do it like this, it stands. Definitely in the next 5, 6 years or 7 years. It's in this station that I believe they say we can have change. And the change can come. But if they stand like this, so when are we hoping that we'll have a change? Because those people make a promise that those people that hold Siam, they don't want to release life.
Okay.
And then that life, how you can cut Siam? So for now, it baffles me and that need to think, for how long will we continue like this?
All right. Thank you. Thank you, my brother. Thanks for your call. But it's a tough situation. I just don't know what the dynamics will change. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Dr. Femi.
How are you today, sir? I apologize, please. Your name again?
Ododo from Lokogoma.
Ododo, what does that mean?
Ododo, it means
I know that in Yoruba it means Ododo, but I've never heard anybody have it as a name. It's the first time I'm hearing it as a name. Nice.
Yeah, Dr. Femi, thank you. I finally got you today, and it has been a source. You have been a source of inspiration.
Thank you, sir.
I commend you for a good job.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Femi, among this whole discussion we have every day, every time, you guys are always care about the country. Everybody is talking with emotion because all of us love the country. There's this particular question that comes to my mind every day. I want to ask, all this good job that you guys are doing, is that a way that the people on the power, on the seat, is that a way they get a direct feedback on this raw feedback, because people make suggestion every day, people contribute every day. We don't even know with the good job that you guys are doing. Maybe they are even listening to us. We don't, because sometimes I just look at it every time there are programs, there are a lot of contributions, but then we are not seeing the effect from our leaders.
So
I want to know, is that a way they get it?
I will answer you in two ways. Okay? I will answer you in 2 ways. And I hope you're listening. There was one time we invited another minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. His reply, and I'll just quote it verbatim. His reply was, unless people drag me, you drag me, literally you hold me, I'm not coming to that station because of the way people talk. Now, that's a negative example, but I also do know of some of them who reach out and would tell you that they're interested in some of the examples people give, peculiar examples people give into situations that affect them. Now, here's how it plays out. At every opportunity that people talk to us, it's either a moment to say, oh, they're getting it right, or some embarrassing moment for them because they discuss some of the things people say, some of the things people see on Nigeria Info among themselves, especially shows in the morning, the show in the morning and in the evening. Is the go-to show to know, oh, wow, this policy is not sitting right, but we cannot let them know. Let's just listen to see whether we can go further or not. Do you get my feel? For example, the issue of this cashless policy, I can't tell you how far the issue had gone in terms of if you're not careful with the way Nigerians are speaking, what we don't want will happen. Let's make adjustments. Some of those adjustments they share with us. Some of them we cannot share with you. That's why we always encourage you to talk. Just say it, but just be respectful because some of them, they use it to know whether this thing are past be careful situation. You know when they say, be careful. So they help to make those adjustments, but they are listening in, I assure you. And on the part about them acting, trust me, a man who wants to get the job done will get it done. But sometimes politicians think of interest ahead of any other thing. That's the truth.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thanks.
Let me continue the remaining one on YouTube.
Oh, okay. No wahala. I would never forget your name, Udodoro. Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Have a nice day, sir.
And you too, sir. I'm so grateful. Thanks for your call. Okay, taking over more calls now. Kingdom Patriot. No, this is not Patriot. This is Parrot. Yeah, it's Parrot. Dr. Femi, good morning to you. Keep up the good work, sir. You're a role model. Okay, please tell people like LFeezy so that they'll not be disrespecting me. LFeezy have disrespect me. Finish. L, how are you today? He's my friend. That's why he used to do me anyhow. How are you today?
I'm fine, Dr. Femi. I mean, I'm okay, and you look very good. You look like you're ready to give the post-election week another big shot.
yeah, we're getting there. But
I mean, I was listening to some of the clip that you played, Dr. Femi, you know this as well. A lot of political giants or gladiators, like we referred to them, it's more like you start a dance that you don't know that the music has a duration of end. And that's why you see it's almost like they're trying to patch up every part. I mean, you can see the rivers issues building up from different angles. You can also see Kogi State. I mean, one would almost look at it like it's a laughable thing. What's happening to the party over there in Kogi State when you have lots of people, the accountant general of the state, the deputy governor, some key principal officers of the government, and one would begin to look at it from different angles. And there's also the Dino wave coming from the PDP angle also. There's also the LP guys also building up for just that Kogi State.
It's a good time. Okwake says, Oti Koja Afarada. That's what I was saying. I was saying, Oti Koja, be careful. So it's Afarada that I was looking for. You guys are doing a great job. Discipline station, discipline staff. Proud of you. You're right. From this, high time we stop saying in this election that a candidate won and some candidate lost. Because all we know now is that there was selection of a candidate. We never voted for as the winner. So in this case, how can the country move forward? So it's high time the leaders begin to do the right thing and make Nigerians choose their leaders and make this country to be like other countries of the world. Lady C writes that in. So, even if you're the one thing about the 2023 elections generally, I have seen people take agbo, that is, what do you call it? Herbs, and smile. And smile, and smile because the candidate won at either the governorship level or at some level, and they're happy about it as a senator or rep or state somebody. They're happy. Then at the presidential, they're like, this thing is bitter. That when you put it in your mouth, it's sweet. When it gets to the throat, it's bitter. So it's and I believe that any Nigerian who voted in 2023 election, you should actually have that state of mind. You should have a part of the whole election where you feel, this thing was bitter. I didn't get the best of it in this part, but in other parts, I celebrate what we have. So it's a bittersweet situation. And I think somehow, some way, why I'm going to avoid the word fair, credible, what's the other one, balanced, all those other ones. I would say it's a bittersweet election in every sense of it. But I've got to break it off right now because LFEC is in the building. It also means that I'm done for this very morning edition of the Morning Crossfire. But let's explore even more some few other things that are building up as the day unfolds across the country. Transition planning, some power tribunal movement. And nobody even seems to have taken up this issue. Do you think states should move in states where they feel one of the parties feel, or any of the parties feel, the tribunal is not going to be safe to do that? Should they move to Abuja? Like APC people want to move the Rivers Tribunal to Abuja. It's a yes or no situation. Me, I'm just thinking on behalf of myself. Just thinking. Does Abuja really have the solution?
So that's another thing, Dr. Femi. It's also lack of confidence in the security architecture, as some people may feel about. But then again, the security architecture of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is still the security architecture, whether at state level. We don't have state policing, so you can almost not bring that in.
And some people will say, now instead of the election that they were calling us to change when we're in our states, now they've Kukuma moved the result of Abuja. I'm just saying on behalf of someone. It's hilarious sometimes, but it's a bittersweet situation. Stay with us right here on our Drainful. That's it for me for today. I'm Femi Diamele. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Remember to buy food. It's a holiday period coming at the end of the week. Celebrate with everybody that needs to be celebrated. Fast with people that need to be fasted with. God bless you. Enjoy your day.
This is Nigeria